Okay, so for question 3, what I did was, so I took the drawing that was already there and I circled them horizontally to make it, make the 4 groups really distinguished, because that's what they did in their work that's printed on the left of the picture. Let's take a step back, hold on. So we have to discuss how to multiply 4 times 60 using a strategy based on place value and properties of multiplication. And then discuss how the equations and math drawings below are relevant, which property of multiplication is used. So first, we take 4 times 60, and then we expand 60 to make the equation go from 4 times 60 to be 4 times, and then in parentheses is something equivalent to 60. So I chose to write 6 times 10. And then right below it, I wrote equals, and I used the associative property to rearrange my numbers in my parentheses to become 4 times 6 in parentheses times 10. And then I went down one step, I wrote equals, and then the 4 times 6 is equal to 24, so I wrote 24 in there times 10. And then using the math multiplication facts that I know on 10, I took the 2 in the tens place and shifted it to the left and moved it up one place value. So now the 2 in 24 becomes a 2 in 240, and then I added a 0 on the end because that's what tens do. And that's how I went from 4 times 60 to 240. Now the drawing is relevant because it's a visual representation of 4 times 60 in a way, but more specifically, it's a good representation of 4 times 6 times 10. So when I circled them horizontally, I showed that there's 4 groups, and then in my equation I wrote 4 times parentheses 6 times 10. So in the drawing, there's 4 groups of 6. I called them packs and then pieces, kind of like the gum example. But so I would say there, in each group, there are 4 packs, and each pack has 10 pieces. So this drawing can help us check that our answer is correct. It can also help us visualize that there are 6 groups, and it makes sure that we don't accidentally multiply by 5 instead of 6, or we could go back and count them all if we're not really great at multiplication and we're just learning a new strategy of like expanding or using the associative property. We could go back and count them all to make sure that we